Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Friend of God here. I really want to, give an update. I want to talk about my fast. Sorry, there's people behind me that fly through my apartments. I'm actually reversing. So I want to talk about my fast. I just want to talk about life, and I always tell you guys that I have times where I always reflect about hell and where I've been because I've been there. There's different ways that you'll hear me talk about hell for the rest of my life. As long as you guys shall live and be around me, you will see the ups and downs of the things that I go through. I got to keep it real with you because life is not all about the different things that we get up, the way we comb our hair, what we put on, and just different things. I'm asking for change, and I'm asking for God on this fast to be with me, and to give me a touch from Him like never before. God is speaking to me all around. Not that He hasn't before, but I've told God that I want to have a 360, I want to turn all the way around, full circle change in my life. And one of the major things that I want to share with the women who have, problems with being thick and having a thick physique, because anytime that I drop down weight, start working out, and critiquing, I gain a lot of attraction to the wrong men. And when I was single, that was very hard for me. And I've had up and down testimonies. And life looks so deceiving because, you go outside, it seems so real to you. It doesn't seem like there's a spiritual side. I've been going through spiritual experiences, and I want to pick back up on what I'm talking about and what I've been experiencing. I don't want to scare people or put too much or bombard anybody with too much, but I have been going through situations, and I've been going through experiencing, of course, still demonic activity, but on this fast, I have been experiencing angelic activity. And I've been seeing, angels in my living room and inside of my room. And I've also noticed when I pray, I just want to say that prayer is important. There's a lot of people who feel prayer is not important, or it's like something that you can just do for a little bit or every now and then. I can testify to my life of being every now and then and coming back and going, and one good part of my life, 1 to 3 years, I'm going strong. But the Lord is calling us to be 100%. How do we do that in a world like this, with the kind of jobs and stuff that we have, the type of things that we're going through? For me, I just want a full change, deliverance. And I told God that I don't want to be the same. So God has been speaking to me about my different things that I need to do to cross over from the world into who I am. And, I would say, I feel comfortable to say, if anybody knows me, I really don't like, seeing myself as a mom and according to dress, the way that I dress. I don't see myself, dressing like a mom in my life, even though I'm a mother. But, God has been speaking to me about that because it's one of the things that attract the wrong people. If I really want to be sold out in the Lord, I have to miss that crowd that's still attracted. Now, you got some men inside the church, it don't matter what you do, what you wear, or whatever the case, they still gonna follow you. I'm looking on the sidewalk, I'm at a light by my house. And I'd rather not go through all of those things, and I'm ready to come out 100%. But spiritually speaking, you know, there are times where I am going about my day. I can do the same routine, go up the steps, same thing, don't feel nobody, no spirits or nothing follow me, don't feel nothing weird. But then it could just be this one particular day. I don't know why, and I would say this because there's always spiritual activity going on, but I don't know why some more days than others, my spiritual activity level, when I'm beginning to sense things, you know, heightens sometimes when I feel spirits following me. There are lots of times where, you know, I was about 3 years ago at one apartment. I would come home from work or come in and out doing laundry or whatever it is, but especially coming home and coming into the house like around 10, 11 o'clock at night, I would feel a presence following me to go into my house, and I would have to rebuke it. And I have to look around outside to make sure people don't think I'm talking to myself or that I'm crazy or something. But I want to tell you that, you know, coming into this walk, there's good and there's bad. And there's so much that is going on in the spirit. And everything exists spiritually first before it hits the physical. And I've been feeling so, oh my gosh, going through this fast, I have not really given a care in the world. And you can ask, you know, my roommate or people around me. This is probably the most that I've, you know what I'm saying? Like going through, I don't know, it's like almost got like taking a toothpaste bottle and squeezing the rest of the toothpaste out of it, and I'm just like, ugh. And that's me, you know, going through this deliverance because I have so much to learn and importations and prayers and different things that I want, but inside of my mind, you know, I don't care if it's religious or not. I don't even care to wear jeans or care to wear certain things, or, you know, maybe if it's just a solid white or black t-shirt with some jeans and a shirt, but I don't mind. You know what I mean? Going forward, coming up in the future. And I just want to thank God because I feel like I'm transitioning. I feel like my spirit man, you know, I feel so bad sometimes, you know. I feel like sometimes I'm taking a place of me giving to the needy because the more that I've been giving, the more that I've been doing this. You can ask anybody around me. I go out with my hair wrapped. I go out humble, completely, fully, full-fledged. I go out, you know, with my hair all wrapped up, no makeup on my face. I go out, you know, just throw some shoes and a shirt on. Probably wouldn't even care if something matched or not. I'm in the bed. I'm thinking about my inside of my spirit man. I'm thinking about my soul. I'm not thinking about the outside and what people think. I'm thinking about myself. I'm thinking about getting myself together. The deliverance is, what have I got to do to cross thresholds? Because there's a lot of people in church, look good, look nice, look pretty, and they ain't making it into heaven. You know, they're not making it. I need to figure out, you know, what it is that I need to do. And, you know, while I'm doing what I'm doing, you know, I don't care how I look. But today I decided, you know, I was going to just dress up a little bit and just, you know, talk to you guys. And thank you, Lord, and thank you guys for bearing with me through everything that I'm doing. And I wish I could show you guys everything that I do on the streets. It's so much, it's a lot, and it's such a blessing for me. And I want to thank God for laying it upon my heart and me saying yes to the call of what God wants me to do, because you got a lot of people who want to live in God and they want to find this platform that's not of God. I remember, and I'll never forget, last year when I went to hell, and I'll never forget 2 different dreams that stand out to me the most. And those 2 dreams were when I saw myself chained with 2 demons, one on my left and right. I was, you know, taken captive, and the fact that I saw myself go into the earth like that, I went in like that, and it was in the middle of the earth, and then, you know, experiencing all these different things before I hear anybody else talk about it or whatever in hell like this. I wasn't a YouTuber like that. And then I was compelled, you know, maybe almost about a year and a half to start looking at hell videos, and, you know, to see that everybody else is experiencing the same thing that I'm experiencing. And also people last night was talking about the same thing. There was a demon that dropped down. There was a testimony I've never seen before, ever in my life. And a demon, you know, just walked in the room and just chased this man. And this guy was running so quick. And, you know, the demon's claws, you know, was catching the man in the back and ripping his flesh and touched his spine. And a demon jumped down right in front of him, and he just went black and passed out. And I remember, you know, last year being in hell. I remember, man, being in the dark, couldn't see nothing, but heard the demon growling. It was a creature. Oh my gosh. And feeling the claws and explanation, excuse me, of what the guy gave of the hell video I was looking at last night. And I'm like, dear Lord God, it's the same thing that was chasing this man that I was in the room with. And, you know, remembering that hell is, I'm talking about thousands of feet. I'm talking about 30,000, 50,000. If I could get all the thousands of feet that you can get before you get to the middle of the core of the earth, it's saying that hell is in the middle of the earth. And not just it says, but the Lord allowed me telepathically to know this. And when God ripped me from my body, I knew that I was far away. I'm talking about I couldn't even count at the moment. And I know that, you know, some of you would be like, well, how is it you can't count when you just said, listen, I was so afraid, and maybe God blocked that part out for the moment, but I knew. Do you know, like, say if you fly from Austin, Texas to Africa, it takes like 21 hours to get on the other side of the world? Well, and you know that you can't just walk outside and get to your house even in 2 days on foot. I knew, you know, that was the equivalency of what I felt when I was far away from my body. I knew that, man, it would take forever, and more than likely I would get, you know, I would never make it. I would never make it. I do thank God for my experience. I do thank God for taking me through what I went through. I was a hard-headed person. I do tell God that I hate that people are so evil. I do tell God that. I do know that God is calling and raising me up, and I feel like I've been through so much that I don't even know how to go on. You know, and you guys have to be encouraged out here. You have to continue to keep going on. You know, a lot of you guys are very beautiful, very nice bodies, very nice everything, and you got to be careful. If you want to make it, there may be a few things that you may have to change. And I'm neutral. You know, if you know, you got to be teachable. You gotta, even though you could be living a certain way of life, when God comes along, he go, all right, let's get this off. You got to be like, okay, and drop it. You got to know when to let something go if that's what God wants for you to do. Even if you thought and you didn't know that you felt it was possible, you know, impossible for God to ask you. If God came to me and said, if he ever said, I don't want you wearing nails or hair, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. My hair is so thick and my hair is so beautiful. I just been wrapping my hair, and I was playing with it last night. But my hair is so thick and so beautiful. I had 2 different dreams. I had a dream that my hair was cut short if I wanted it short, and my hair was very long. Probably like the length of that last wig that was long and just, you know, curly all like that all the way. I had a dream that my natural hair, that God was just like, you know, if you want to grow your hair long, you know, I'll show you how to do it. But I'm more of a long type of gal. My hair right now, you can pull it down. It's about as long as this wig. Yeah. And I was just messing with it last night, you know, taking a lot of times of just taking my hairpiece off. And, you know, it's just a judgment that you give. You know, my dad is Caribbean, and my dad's Caribbean, is West Indian. My mom is just regular African-American from Austin, Texas. But my dad is not from America. He came to live here. He's from St. Lucia by Barbados and St. Thomas, like Oriana lives over there. But my hair has got this in between, you know, ever since my hair, like, it shrinks up. It's, you know, it's naturally curly. I've had a lot of perms and stuff in my life. But now I go a lot without perms or chemicals on my hair. So my hair is back to a curly spiral, and it's all pulled in. When you pull it out, you know, it shows its true length. And I want to go natural, and just because I just want to be natural in life. And I've explained so much, but people don't try to hear. I put wigs on because it's so hard to deal with my hair. My hair is not just naturally okay, straight, and it does whatever I want to happen to it. My hair gets on my nerves, and it seems rebellious, and it does what it wants to do. So getting up, having 6 children, getting them ready for school, trying to get up and curl my hair when it's so soft and I know it's not going to stay, and I literally would have to have like a African American type people perm to just take all my regular natural curls out of my hair. It's just crazy, and I'm just like, oh my God. But now my hair is at that natural state where, you know, it'll show the waves and the curls and this and that, and I want to go and stay natural. I want to stay natural. So you know, going forward and coming up, I'll be doing different things and having different things, you know, coming up from my natural self. But for my walk with God, there's a lot of things that I am willing to let go going up and going forward now, especially while I'm learning and doing this fast, because I'm telling God that I want to be changed and I want to be different. I want my walk and my talk to be permanent. I don't want to let and allow somebody to be able to pull me off the path by being argumentative. You know, I'm being vulnerable. My life has been nothing but vulnerability, and it's crazy because it seems like the more vulnerable you get and the more open, you would think that people would embrace you, but they don't. But then if you talk about them and say something about their life, they're going to tell you to be quiet and more than likely curse you out. But for me, in my life, you know, my life is made to be eaten off of because I'm a minister now, and I take beautiful pride in becoming a woman of God. You know, not even knowing how to be a minister full time or do anything, but I'm learning and making mistakes, and I'm embracing my mistakes. But there are times, you know, within myself that I just get really low and really down. You know, this spiritual fast, you know, is different. I fasted last time, and God brought up all my dreams, and He was helping me make my YouTube channel, and I fasted for 4 months. And now, you know, I plan on doing the same thing and just letting God take His time and coming upon me. But I feel like I'm trying to get down to the nitty-gritty root of certain things and demons and stuff being cast out. So what I've been doing, I've been doing a lot of prayer, reading a lot of the Word of God, you know, audio Bible on the go, because I'm always on the go, and I'm calling out all these spirits, probably like 80 or more, and you know, we're partnering with the group chat and we're getting them on the line. And like I said before, I know that we've kind of been out, but if you need any help and you want to get in the group chat, please let us know. Or if you just want to do one-on-one with me and pray, we're doing that. You could just do the prayer line. We do have Sundays at 7:30 that we naturally normally do, and the reason why we don't give out the code is we don't need anybody crazy or witches or warlocks and different things like that on the line, and I don't have any fear about that at all, none whatsoever, about anything like that. I want to thank God and trust God for my life, but you got to know that this world is passing. You got to know that you got to get yourself right. You can't just be going day by day, hour by hour, looking at other people laughing as they getting their deliverance because they doing what they got to do to get off this earth. Everybody got to stand before the Lord. Everybody got to stand before the Lord on Judgment Day. And if you ain't trying to prepare yourself to stand before the Lord on Judgment Day, I don't know what you doing. If you sitting there laughing at other people, judging other people, tearing your wife down, tearing your daughter-in-law down, tearing your old friend, somebody that you knew, gossiping, and you know that your words is hurtful and hurting people and causing people to be cursed and causing people to feel bad about themselves, causing people to lose their job, just taking anything that you can in your power, noticing that you got power, but you use it in the wrong way to hurt people, to bring people down, to cause them to lose things, God will deal with you. I don't think you need to hear me to repeat that. Sorry, guys. And God will deal with you. Because you can't think that you're going to go through life getting offended, getting upset, always wanting somebody to hear what you got to say, but then when somebody says something, you do the exact thing that somebody else is telling you. They don't have nothing against you, they didn't say anything wrong. But when it comes to you, you go and you jump and you go around badgering people, and you see it as something of yourself, and you partner with the demon so long it's been sitting there with you. I'm telling you, you better do self-checks. The greatest thing and the way to be, because it's like, well, people, Christians always talk about what we shouldn't do. Well, how should we do it? This is what it is. Everybody should be getting up every day. If I have ever done anything to you to offend you, I'm sorry. If there is anything that I've done to you that I've ever done to offend you, I'm sorry. If I've ever done anything unknowingly to offend you, I'm sorry. Would I do something like that? I surely would. I surely would. And I talked about something not too long ago. Why would you sit there and tell somebody, I told you so? Why would you sit there and not give a person a chance to come out, not give a person a chance to say nothing to you, to apologize, to do anything to you, and you just ready? Because they can feel when you're being evil. They can feel even though you know, or let's just say you trying to hide the fact that you feel like it ain't wrong. Either way it goes, it's going to come back to you. It will come back to you. Any life that's lived in God or lived outside of God that God doesn't like, He will bring it back up to you. But what we're trying to say is, and what we're trying to prevent is, why would you want it brought back up to you when it's too late? When you can do nothing about your actions because you just felt that it was so right. Oh, it was so right. Oh, you just had to get out and speak your peace of mind and say what you wanted to say. Right? Oh, you just had to say it. You just had to give a piece of your mind. You just had to threaten somebody and manipulate somebody. You just had to do it. Oh, God understands, right? Oh, you better stop applying God to your mess. He don't like lukewarm. Why are you out here saying certain things and you doing all this? When you did this, Quinicha, I'm telling you, I didn't ask to preach. I didn't ask to minister. When God is asking somebody to do something, when your husband or whatever, half the time, it ain't something that we want to do. We hook ourselves to a job, hook ourselves to a phone bill. We got to do the things that we don't want to do to get to where we need to go. We want things to be free. Ain't nobody trying to pay no cell phone bill and have all these money to pay all these different features. But we understand that there's a law and there's an order and there's a way of the world. Is there a different way for you to use the restroom? You got to pee it out. Excuse my language, poop it out. Is there another way to eat for food to go in? Yeah, of course, when people have tubes and you're getting fed. But I'm trying to give an example. Is there too many ways for a certain way of life? Everybody got to think through their brain. Everybody got to follow the way of life. Even demons got to be patient and plan and wait and learn the ways of man to get to us. There is an order with everything. Even God sits there with you and listens to you and deals with your mess. Figure out a way in your life, even though He knows all things, all seeing and all knowing. He sits there in your life, works on your case-by-case basis on how you live your life to get to you. When I roll up on somebody on the street and I prophesy or I talk to somebody and I was just like, wow, how did you know all that? Wow, this is crazy. I said, you know what? I said, God knows where you are. He knows where everybody is. He can tell somebody to drive up somewhere and you going through something and then somebody can just start prophesying to you. And you're like, how in the world did you know where I was? It's because it's that easy. God knows everybody. He loves everyone. And the people who have God's heart, He can cause them to be like a puppet to walk straight up to where you are. God knows where everybody's at. He don't need nobody to locate nobody. He can make you stumble upon somewhere to go to somebody else, to a prophet he has, for you to be blessed by somebody. And that's just the way life is. That's just the way it goes. This video is 23 minutes. I apologize. You guys be blessed.